home spec inspections here at 365 Gaylord here. Getting started, a little bit before 9 here. Again, this is an ASHI inspection. ASHI is the American Society of Home Inspectors. Copy of ASHI Standards of Practice is given with the home inspection contract and is the contract. So what we're looking for here, hopefully there aren't any major issues: electrical, plumbing, furnace. And being a townhome doesn't really change it. Inspect the outside just like with a regular house, because you're responsible for that through the HOA. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to start on the roof and work my way down. Won't be able to get up on that roof. We'll look at it with binoculars. Other than that, should be able to go. If we find major issues, then we further evaluate that with the contractor specializing in whatever issue that is. Okay? And then you might want to make sure you do a reserve study. Not you, but have the HOA should have done a reserve study on what the reserves are and all that fun stuff, and what they're fixing and what they're not fixing and what they're responsible for on the outside and all that. I'm going to start on the outside and work my way in. Okay, looks like you got the newer shingles up there. Architectural dimensional shingles, which is good. So they must have a program of replacing these shingles as you go, because the other units have the old 3-tab, 3-tab now. So that's good. You got one that's got the new roof on it. So that's good. This is a loose upper deck here, a little bit loose. It's supposed to take 200 pounds in any direction. So a little bit of excessive lateral movement here with the steps when you shake it back and forth. It's a long run up there, and I think the steps are actually too short for code. I'll have to look that up when I get at home. I forgot what the height is on steps. So you're not doing a very good job. This siding needs to be scraped and caulked. It's pretty bad. So if they're supposed to be taking care of this, they're not. That's pretty bad. This wood fiber siding will rot out in a heartbeat if you don't take care of it. Anyway, you're taking all your rainwater here and dumping it right next to your house. You can see the moss growing here. We have ponding, pooling water, ice issues right here. And we did our magic ball. All the water's going to hang out here. You need a new driveway.
Yeah.
So, end of story. Apparently the HOA is not doing the driveway. You need to figure that out, and you need to caulk all along through here if you wish. You got some areas right through here. This is kind of how your mice kind of sneak in here. I'd probably put some backer rod in there and then caulk that. Probably seal this up too over here at the garage. Big gap here. You don't have on the garage door here in the garage. That's how your mice get in big time. When it's cold, you come in for the warmth. You got weather stripping that you can put on here. You need to put it on both sides. And also you can have snow and rain and everything else blown in here too. So, okay. Turn the red handle. Here's your main water line here. Turn that at 90. Shut off all your water. This pipe has frozen. That's why they have this on here. It froze there. Okay. Probably froze down here. Yep. Froze down there. Froze up here. This is a homemade patch. That really probably needs to be looked at by a real plumber. What you can do to keep this from freezing, and there's an outlet here, and that's what it's for, is you wrap it with heat tape. Keeps it from freezing. The heat tape stays warm, and they have a little light on it, keep it from freezing. Because I guarantee you it's going to freeze again. It's already froze. Freeze, froze, freeze. 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay? This is supposed to be a self-closing fire door coming into the house here. I would certainly put one on here, and the whole framing is all dislodged and out. So, I mean, that's not going to work there. You need to have that reframed or secured or nailed, I guess. Maybe a nail or two, huh? And then the insulation really is not going to work too good. So you need to put an extension on your downspout there so you don't screw up your footer there, your foundation. Just put an extension, get the water away from your house. Well, that's an open, I don't know who cut this out, but that's an open plumbing shaft, they call that. Call it open electrical shaft. That should be caulked up and sealed for fire code here in the garage. Major trip hazard going down them steps, that bump going down there, that heap up. I don't know what to tell you about that. These handrails need to go farther up here too. Going down the basement here, you can't. By the time you reach them, you're halfway falling down the steps. Oh yeah, they need some rotting out wood there. Need to paint this stuff. They're supposed to clean out the gutters too. I'm sure they are full of debris. It's probably time to start painting. Painting and replacing. You got your own little garden up there. So yeah, I don't know who's taking care of this property, but they're certainly not doing a very good job here. I don't know what kind of utility service this is. If it's just cable, it's kind of like who cares, but if this is electrical or something else, it's all rusted out and you need to have it repaired. I don't know if it's electrical or not, to be honest with you. Check to see if they pulled a permit on the air conditioning here, because this doesn't appear to be 20 amp wire. Or it appears to be 20 amp wire on a 30 amp breaker. You can change this breaker to 20 amps and that fixes it, because that should be enough to run that compressor out there. I can't see from the what size wire this is. A big hole there in your electrical breaker box should have a plastic cap that goes over that. One of these, except bigger. Okay. Your AC definitely needs to be cleaned. It's major dirty there, so you need to clean the fins out. Okay. And then you want to make sure they pulled a permit on it. And then check the whole system out by checking their freons and all that. I don't do that. I don't have the equipment for that. But to properly attach a ledger board to a house, you have to remove the siding and then attach it to a structural member of the house with properly sized lag bolts, and a lot more than one every other unit here. So this isn't done. I'm sure it wasn't done with a permit. So, probably need to have a contractor look at this. This deck can fail is the reason I'm telling you about it. Caissons are the wrong size. Now, I don't know how much they have to grandfather in. I'm sure there was a deck here, and these are the old caissons. The new caissons are 2 foot wide and 36 inches deep, but you need permits for all this. Yeah. So you need to have, this is pretty loose, these handrails all splitting up, and they put it in with little screws there. Unreal. So yeah, this probably doesn't have a permit on it. Your condensate drain from your AC unit outside here, you need to pull it out of the mud, make sure it drains out here so you can see it. You don't want it to run all the way out here, you just want it to drain right to here. If it gets plugged up, which it probably is, it's going to drain inside your basement there. Yeah, some mice droppings back here behind your furnace big time. I knew they were getting in here. Your furnace is major dirty. It's about 16-year-old furnace. They last about 20 years. But with all this water and stuff and debris and a filter that hasn't been changed for since they shot Lincoln, I think. No wonder they had to replace the blower. Wonder how long ago they replaced the blower and put in the same old furnace filter?
About 2 years.
Not in there, right? That's 2 years? Wow, that's pretty nasty. So anyway, yeah, the furnaces, I smell gas too. At least you need to have it cleaned and serviced. And who knows, usually the blower motors go out for a reason, because you don't have enough return air space. The ducts aren't big enough, and it wears out the fan. And then this is in between the units there. You got air blowing in here, major dirty. It looks like, I don't know, it looks like you need to seal all that up. I don't know if mice are getting in that way or what. Great big giant freaking hole right there in your duct work. This should have this is a newer hot water heater. I think it should have a 4-inch rise before you do an elbow. And it should be probably, it looks like a 4-inch flue should be up there too, not a 3-inch.
Okay.
So that's hard to fix because you have slope issues when you slope it up. See that flame being blown away there on the draft to it? It should be getting sucked in there. It's getting blown out. See it blown out? Should be getting sucked in. Yeah, it blew it out actually. See that? Monoxide will put a flame out. See how it's getting drawn in here, sort of? Yeah. It blows it out. That's not the way that's supposed to work over there. Sucked it in there, push out. There's a real possibility that this flue pipe here, this draft hood, should be a 4-inch draft hood and a 4-inch flue going all the way out, and then you need a 1-inch rise before you do an elbow. They put an accordion or a ribbed plumbing vent, plumbing stack, that actually plugs up, catches stuff. That's why you have a slow drain there on your bathroom. What is this, half bath? And the toilet's not secured, you can see on the ground down there. That can leak down here. You have to pull this off, the toilet off, make sure the floor's not rotted out. Put a wax ring in there and see if it works. Should put a pan underneath here with a drain underneath your washer. If this leaks, which they do, it's going to flood your whole house. Door from the garage here doesn't even close. Doesn't even have a lock on it, just in case here. And you don't have a vent that goes to the outside. You don't have to have one, but it'd be nice to have one though, but you don't. Stove fired up. And you don't have a tip over device on your stove here. Supposed to have those. Upstairs you might want to change out that rib plumbing to smooth. Looks like it is. Yeah, it's leaking right there. A little bit of seep. It looks like it's active too, because that's wet right there. I don't know why this thing doesn't. It's leaking too. Okay, the attic is actually fairly decent. I don't see any water or anything up here. You don't have enough ventilation though. Okay, back to when they remodeled here, they probably didn't pull a permit for the extra electrical work they did here. That should all be that wiring for the fans and stuff should all be stapled within 6 inches of the appliance. And then that big hole there should be filled up with the insulation. That's just like having a hole in your roof as far as insulation value. So yeah, they should have been stapled. All those in those big voids should be filled. Other than that, you're good. The big problem here too is you don't have enough ventilation. You're going to ruin your newer roof. You have to have soffit vents on the edge here to get the heat out of here. Yeah, you don't have any soffit vents there, so you can't get the proper convection of air to cool your attic down to make your shingles last a lot longer, keep your house cool. It's pretty much the conclusion of the inspection at 10365 Gaylord. That's it.